Yes.
Yeah, Brainiacs! Welcome aboard the Matrix, my friends. Say some fun.
Once a spark, now it's gone cold. Promises that have grown old. I'm holding on to what we've known, but we can't seem to find a home. Caught between the night and dawn, all our love seems to be gone. Should I find or let it go? In the end, will we ever know? Do I stay or do I go? To make it better, I don't know. Every day's a new start, but we're drifting worlds apart. Once a spark, now it's gone cold. Promises that have grown old. Every day's a new start, but we're drifting worlds apart. Do I stay? Do I go? To make it better, I don't know. Every day's a new start, but we're drifting worlds apart. But we're drifting worlds apart.
What is cracking, Brainiacs? Yeah, man. It indeed is Thursday, and we are going to pick up where we left off with Contact in August with the UFO Whisperer. His name is Mr. Derrell Milbauer. So that is what we're going to do. We're going to continue from last week, last week and prior week, Contact in August, which, there were storms here in Ohio, and we were not able to facilitate from Rachel Robinson on. And so now we are going to be coming back with Mr. Derrell Milbauer. This guy is about, I'm going to tell you what, this guy has got more UFO UFO pictures than anybody I have seen. I asked him, I'm like, Derrell, is there a secret to this? He's like, well, they just like me. They just like you. They just like him. This guy, he literally sets his phone to auto burst, one click, 150 snapshots, like boom, 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 like. Anyway, you know that burst, picture burst on your phone. This dude captures what we cannot see. So I have named him. I've coined him the phrase the UFO Whisperer. And indeed, to me, that is exactly what he is. Because I'm going to show you, I'm going to go through a folder here. I've got some files downloaded. Just some of his content. And again, shout out to anybody that's looking for a great ufologist with evidence. Actual, true, real evidence. Okay, not just naysayers. I've got stories. I'm talking real deal, okay? That's what I was working on. We were working on the previous week whenever we had thunderstorms here in Ohio. Is Contact in August here on the Matrix. I don't care. We didn't really care or don't care about like big names, okay? The big names with no stories. No. I want to bring you real content, real people, real stories, real experiences with proof, okay? And that's what we're able to do here with Derrell. Again, Derrell to me is the the UFO Whisperer. Hi, shout out to Rob Gothier. Your ears must be burning, bro. Mr. E.T. Whisperer. Anyway, nevertheless, we're joined by, again, a good friend of mine, Mr. Derrell Milbauer, Mr. UFO Whisperer here on the Matrix Minds. Don't go anywhere, Brainiac. Please share this broadcast. Please share this broadcast. It only happens with you. And if you enjoy the streams, you enjoy the broadcast, please think about subscribing today. It does help us out. Keeps everything afloat. We are 100% listener funded by people and viewers like you. Don't go anywhere, Brainiac. We will be right back. Let's go right now.
We're living in a world of smoke and mirrors, lost inside the twisted game. But deep within we feel the shivers of a truth they cannot tame. Neon lights and coded lies try to keep us hypnotized, but the veil begins to tear, and we're breaking out of their snare. Reality is bending, the truth is descending. We're tearing through the great disguise, seeing past the grand delusion, breaking free from all their lies. Welcome to the matrix of minds. We see through the shadows, leave the lies behind, breaking the fabric of reality.
That's some fun tonight, Brainiac. Yeah. Well, hello, Department of Defense.
They can't hide. The power crumbles, we watch it fall as we
my good friends.
Electric whispers in the night.
Sit back and take notes.
From the light, but our spirits won't be chained through the chaos we've reclaimed.
Get back in that body, homie. Get over here. Get over here.
Seeing past the grand delusion, breaking free from all their lies. Welcome to the matrix of minds. We see through the shadows, leave the lies behind.
Oh, yeah, man.
The matrix minds, brave and bold.
Well, hello, Mr. Earl Fields, Tina Daly, Miss Kristen Harding, Miss Beth Ann. Hello, Miss Lisa Thomas. Hello, Miss Minnie. Rowan. Yeah.
In the matrix, we'll seize the day. Reality is bending, the truth is descending. We're tearing through the great disguise.
Mr. David Nash is in the house. Hello.
Delusion, breaking free from all their lies. Welcome to the matrix of minds. We see through the shadows, leave the lies behind, breaking the fabric.
And Mr. Richard Roller's in the house too. Holy shit! Look at that. What up?
Together we rise, we're the ones who'll find in this digital realm. We're taking a stand with the matrix minds, hand in hand.
Alrighty, brainsters. Are you guys ready to go? I know I am. No doubt about it. I got to get my good friend Mr. Derrell Milbauer on the line because I couldn't have. We're having some technical difficulty. He's in a remote area. I will just say that. And on top of him being in a remote area, I was having some feedback. I'm telling him, so I will call you right back. So let me open up another screen here, Brainiacs. Go over here. Contact Mr. Derrell Milbauer, and we'll just go from there. Hey, it's no big deal. Truly isn't. Again, I hope everybody's doing well. It's been a minute. It's been a minute since I contacted Mr. Richard Roller. It's been a minute since you've been up on here, bro. Truly. What's up with that? Ringy dingy, Mr. Milbauer. Got him in the house coming anyway. I hope. There we go.
Hello, Mr. Turner.
Well, hello, Mr. UFO Whisperer. How are you?
I'm doing all right tonight, sir.
Good.
Yes, sir. I'm doing good.
Okay. Well, we are live on the air, my friend. and I'm glad that you joined me. And we are back once again to try doing your feed here on Contact in August here on the Matrix.
Yes, sir.
What do you think about me coining the phrase "the UFO Whisperer"?
I like that. I think it's cool. Really, I do. Yeah, I've been seeing some things, man.
Like I told,
Camera's seen them too.
like I told everybody on the other side here, Derrell, you are the only fella I know that has got so much verifiable content. I have never my own self seen so many pictures. And I know you. You're not just gonna fudge the pictures. I know this.
I ain't got the equipment to do that. I just got an old cell phone.
Right?
But they come to me and let me know this is going to happen, and I think they want me to tell it.
Well, let me ask you something. What, for those people that don't know you, okay? I'm talking like around the globe that don't know Derrell, okay? When did all of these anomalies start happening for you? At around about what age were you whenever you really started like getting like, I don't know, dreams, visions, aspirations, things like that? Anything.
I was 5 years old, living in Corsicana, Texas, in a trailer house at Clyde English Trailer Park, and this is the first thing I remember is that we're in a trailer house, all the lights are out, I can see down the hallway because the bathroom light was on, and I'm on the top bunk, and I can see this white smoke. It's about big around this 55-gallon barrel manifest in the middle of the hallway, and I get up on my knees and I'm on the top bunk. My sister's sleeping under me, and I'm looking at it, and it comes in the room where I'm at, and I'm looking down at it, and I can see black eyeballs looking out at me, and I screamed so much that night that my throat was sore, and the next day I wondered why Mom and Dad never heard me, and which I found out 50 years later, the reason why Mom and Dad never heard me, because there was more than one of them, and there had to have been something in there in the room with them. They never heard me.
Right.
And when I was, I'll say about from 6 years old up to about 8 or 9 years old, I had a problem looking people in the eyes. I didn't want them to read my mind. I had a big problem with that. And I, many years after, I thought about why was I that way? I hadn't, and now 50 years later, I realized, it begins with eye contact with them things. As soon as you make eye contact with them, you black out. And I was so close to putting this together that something was happening. And and I had, like when I was 5 years old, I had a powerful dream. I was with someone, and I think I was in Antarctica. I was on a snow-covered mountain. And there's a bridge that went over to another mountaintop. And this bridge was damaged, and there was going to be some things that I need to do and fix before I can cross. And I've had many, many dreams to come true. I've been to my friends' houses that live 700 to 1,000 miles away, and I would see their houses in these dreams, and I'd see them, and I'd tell them that, what I've seen, and I was really accurate. I thought maybe it was astro projecting.
Right.
But the mystery to my mind is, how am I finding these people's home? Well, 50 years later, these things were coming and getting me and taking me. And I think they were getting me built up and toughened up. That so the day when they do reveal this to me, I'm not going to freak out. And it's still happening. And they want me to tell this. They told me in a dream. They showed me I'm standing out like in a clear field, sunny, and I look up on my right side. I raise my camera up. I take a picture. I don't see a thing. And I lower the camera down and I look at it, and I see this emblem on the bottom of a flying saucer. Then I wake up. And I said these words first. I said, I got your ass. Then I wake up. And I thought about that dream every day for about 3 months after that. At first, I thought about it all day long. But as time went on, I thought about it less and less. I was at a old Indian burial ground, Cherokee Chief Bowles Indian burial grounds between Ben Wheeler and Tyler and Redland. And I just got a brand new cell phone. And I've been shooting a lot of pictures, and I was going to do like a documentary. And I'm standing in the middle of this place. I'm holding my camera on a 45-degree angle, and I've done a full photo take all the way around me. And I turned the camera straight up, and I've done a full photo take all the way around me that way. And only thing I seen a like a ball that was probably about like 20 foot in circles, like a bubble, and it was color of kind of a golden color, really thin. You could see through it, transparent. And about a couple hours later, I'm down at my little favorite coffee shop, and I'm looking through those photos, and I found it. I seen the 2 flying saucers and 8 orbs in the photo. Then at the same time, I have white rectangles floating in a circle all the way around me. I got about 8 or 9 photos of a full photo take of this stuff circling me.
Hey, Derrell.
And,
bro,
yeah.
I got on the screen for everybody to see. I've swiped your picture of the Cherokee Bowles, Chief Bowles, on the screen. Okay, right now.
All right.
So you're to bring everybody up to speed here. Your primary contact started happening around about then, whenever you
About
started.
5 years old.
And you got the photo here. I've got the photo here of the headstone. Tell us about the encounters after this specific event.
All right. When I seen that, and I'm looking at these rectangles that was all the way around me, I started thinking about that dream. And yet I still ain't seen exactly what I seen in that dream, that emblem on the bottom of the UFO. There's one good photo of 2 flying saucers and 8 orbs. Well, the orbs really blended into the sky really good. They were hard to see. So I went to my app on my cell phone, and I think it was a Drama 2. I darkened the photo so I can count all the orbs, which I counted 8 of them. But when I did this, the flying saucer on the right side changed tremendously. Now this thing has a big W or an M on the bottom of it. And when I seen that right there, I knew that dream was not a dream. It was a freaking message. And about a couple months later after that, I'm over there in Martinsville, Texas with 2 of my friends, and he says, let's go out into the forest and I'll show y'all where me and my brothers would camp out at night. Well, I'm all for that, man. I'm just going to stomp in the woods all night. Hell yeah.
Right.
And we walked about a half a mile down this old oil top road, and I remember we turned left into a field and went about 100 yards down an old dirt road, and on the right side, they just got through plowing the field. And on the left side, the forest was really thick. And I'm standing there with my 2 buddies in like a triangle formation, and we're about 6 foot apart. And I'm looking at my friend, and I just see him kind of look up. Then he turns and looks to the forest and just takes off walking to the thick part. Now, he was going places that you'd have to get down on your hands and knees and on your stomach to get under these fences, these briars. And I'm standing there with his girlfriend thinking he's going to come back. And we could still see his flashlight, and he was still going deeper into the forest. So we figured we better go follow him. So I had my cell phone camera, and what it did is I had the flash on, and she didn't have a very good flashlight. So I was firing this camera over her shoulder to light up the trail ahead of her so we could catch up with our buddy who was on deeper into the forest. Well, that's when we passed this female alien, and I know it's a female because I've seen it in my dreams, and this thing had an animal with it. It's like it was walking this animal down the trail coming at us. And this is interdimensional. When I got this photo, it affected the entire area all the way around us. We didn't know nothing was happening. We finally catch up with my friend, and we're sitting there talking, and the next thing you know, it's just all of a sudden, all the insects just go quiet. Just got really quiet. And my two friends, one turned one direction, started walking into the forest, and the other turns the other direction, walking into the forest. And I'm telling them, hey guys, y'all's batteries ain't really good on your flashlights. We kind of stick together. Well, one of my buddy, he gets out there and his flashlight goes out, and he's barefooted out there in this forest with wires and all kinds of stuff. And he's hollering for me to come over there and bring his flashlight and help lead him out of the middle of the forest into the plowed field. So I could, go over there, and I had to chop him out of trail and stomp the briars down and clear him out of trail to get him out of the middle of the field. When it was almost to the edge of the field, I can hear my other friend. She said her light went out. And I said, I'll be right there, man. I almost got my friend to the edge here. Then I heard her crying. And there's a difference in crying in pain and crying in fear. This woman was hysterical with fear.
So something terrified her, literally, right?
Yes, yes.
Right.
And I'm hearing this, man, and I'm plowing through these briars, and I had a backpack on, and these briars about to rip my backpack plumb off my back. Finally, I get to her, and and I lead her out of the forest, and we all walk back to their house, and we didn't say a word. And I spent the night in their front yard in my truck, and I get up early in the morning, and I go inside, I'm drinking coffee with them, and I'm sitting on the couch looking through these photos. Then that's when I found that picture, and it blowed their mind. And I asked my friend, I said, dude, what was you thinking about when you just turned around and took off walking into the forest? He said, it's like something told him to do it. Then I looked at my other friend, I said, why was you crying? What happened to you out there? She said she felt the presence of another woman and she did not want her out there. Yeah, that happened. I don't think she liked that lady. So now there's no doubt about these photos.
Well, you've got a female presence as well that hangs around you, and
yes.
And the audience doesn't really know too much about that. Let's go with the story that you've told me, and I think I can pull up the image. I downloaded from you a crap ton of images, Derrell.
Yes, sir. That's all. That's all for you. Yours too, man. My information is yours.
Well, the thing is I'm trying to get to it. Let me get over here and see if I can. Let me see if I can get to this real quick. All right, so I'm bringing up the folder here where I've got images, okay? And I'm just gonna. I guess I'm just gonna start at the top. Well, that's the moon crater. We'll get to the moon crater in a second. But I'm going through these images here, and what we're looking at now, I've got on again. It sucks that I can't show you, or you can't literally see what we're seeing. But nevertheless, let me see if I can make this bigger without screwing shit up. This specific image that I'm showing everybody now is an image that looks like the images from off of hieroglyphics found in Egypt. This is that disc with a line through it, or the dots through it on a hieroglyphic.
Is it
template.
black? Is it black?
Yes. This is the black. This is
that looks. It might be the one I'm thinking of, but I'm thinking that's a disc coming out of a portal. If it's got a black stripe in it, that is one of the things she showed me in a dream that she's going to give me.
Yes, that's exactly what we're looking at. We're looking at that. We're looking at the disc with the black line through it.
Okay, I got two of them. One looks kind of purplish looking, then the other one is solid black and looks like it's coming out of a hole or something. Yeah, that was right across the street from my house. It's above my house. Well, they're coming in my house.
There we go. I mean, again, dude, I'm going through these pictures. There we go. I've also got the one where it looks like. Let me get this up in the screen big enough. All right. It looks like the same kind of an image, right? With little, it looks like a mothership, a black mothership, maybe, right? With like 3 or 4 other little pilot ships around it. Now,
Oh man.
I tried to explain to everybody how your eyes or how you catch these things in the very beginning of the broadcast. And you yourself do a burst, right? A camera burst, an image burst.
Yes, sir. I got a Samsung Galaxy. I don't know where the numbers off of it for, and it has a 20-shot burst.
20
It
shot
shoots
burst.
20 shots
Right.
in 5-6 seconds, and I had 2 of them zip tied together, and I'm shooting 40 photos. Sometimes I can't see what this camera sees. There's one time I come out of the station in Ben Wheeler, and there's another station across the street, and there was this little puff of cloud right above this thing. I pulled these 2 cameras out of my pocket, and I shot 80 photos of them. That's 2 hits. And I put it in my pocket, and the next morning I go back to my little favorite coffee shop and get me a cup of coffee and a cigarette, and I look through the photos. Well, I shot 80 photos at that cloud, and only 1 photo seen it. So I can be seeing it, and my camera can't. Then sometimes the camera can see it, and I can't. And
But you feel it. You're drawn to feel as well, right?
Yeah.
You can
yeah,
feel these
sometimes
things.
I get that feeling, but I shoot so much of it, I hit them. And how I'm catching them is that I think that when I'm sitting still, it's just still too, and blends into the terrain around it. And when I'm moving, this thing's got to keep up with me. And sometimes it has to change its colors to blend in to the new terrain that it's in. And I think that's how I'm catching it. You know, but they told me in that dream I'm going to be seeing this stuff. She wants me to shoot these photos. And also warned me about how mad I will get when people don't believe me. And yeah, and you know,
Well,
I keep testing.
Well, I do know one thing. Okay, we are one of the largest broadcasts on the web. Okay, and a lot of people know me around the globe for doing this. So, again, the best thing that you can do is continue to interview with me, talk with me, and I'll do whatever I possibly can. And you know, I just told you, I will do whatever I can to get you out there. The thing is we can't make.
I'm honored.
It's all right. It's what we. I think it was Kristen. Somebody said something about no, it was Miss Morgan Roundtree in the chat saying that you may not know, but you probably signed something in a past, prior to your incarnation. Okay,
I do know this is, yeah.
Yeah, you just meant to see these things, Derrell. And
Well,
what sucks,
I do know that I've had a lot of these dreams that I can look over my left shoulder and I'm in a room full of people, and I'm pretty sure what I was seeing is that when you go to sleep at night, they can pull your spirit, and they can pull different percentages of it, and a higher percentage they pull of your spirit, the more that you will be seen. And I can look over my left shoulder and I'm in a room full of people, or I can see their spirits, and it will be the shapes of their bodies. One day I'm in this room and I step up forward to the table. I hand them some papers, and it's like I passed or I'm ready. And about a couple weeks later, this stuff started. And it started. It's been all my life. And I've had some bad nightmares. I mean, I've had some stuff, but I've had nights all I want to do is scream.
well, no doubt in my mind.
But now I know what's up, or know a lot more. I still don't know why me, or what I am, but I go to the Bible, and I really can't believe what that Bible's telling me I am. I'm thinking, I can't believe I'm gonna be one of them guys.
Yeah, you're one of the oddballs. You're crazier than shit. But you've got
yes, sir.
but guess what? We've got proof.
Yeah, I got 6 cameras and 6 trail cameras, as crazy as I am.
Right? Look, man, you know by now, you know this broadcast audience, okay? And we might have coined the phrase the UFO Whisperer for you, but bro, I am definitely the king of crazy. I have spoken to some really, really, really amazing people with some amazing stories, and that is what this broadcast is meant for. It is for them who are the outcast, are the black sheep of the family.
Yep, that's me.
To come here, share your guys' story, share your testimony of what you deal with on a daily. So do me a favor.
Yes,
just for giggles here, would you walk us through a day? Walk us through a day in Derrell Milbauer's boots whenever you see these things. Do you know whenever you're going to see them, or do they just you get the feeling, the hunch, and you start bursting pictures? I mean, give me a day in Derrell's boots.
Well, because that one dream come true, I shoot 600 to 3,000 photos, and I mean almost every day for the last 10 years. And there's them times I have them feelings something's watching me, and I don't get anything. But this happens a lot when I don't know. I do know that one night I set a tent up out in my front yard, and like I had a feeling, you know, I'll do this, I'll get lucky. And I set 4 trail cameras up around this tent. And finally I get tired and I go out there and get in my tent, go to sleep, and I'm having this dream about police, soldiers, aliens working together, using technology we have no defense against. And when I wake up the next morning from that, I knew something happened. And I got the memory cards out of the trail cameras and got me a pot of coffee going, and I'm looking through these, and one of them cameras got 4 photos. And the first one, it was like a beam coming down out of the sky, hitting me straight in the head when I'm in that tent. That's where that beam was going. And you know, I have these feelings, things watching me a lot, and you know, so but I do shoot a lot of photos, and because I shoot so many of them, I get hits on them. And this is not easy when I'm doing. It's a lot of hard work, but I like doing it. You know, and every time I get successful, it makes me want to try harder. And when I see people hit the like button, that makes me want to go out there and work even more harder. You know, because it ain't for nothing now. I've seen some stuff, man. I seen flying saucer fly over one night, and it was on fire. I mean, it was coming from the north sky. And I thought it was a helicopter with a spotlight on the front of it. And I get out of my truck, and I'm standing in my front yard, and as this thing come over straight over top of me, I could tell it was a flying saucer. It looked like it was so hot that it was smoking, and flames was coming off of it. Right over my head.
That's correct. Yeah, that's insane. Here, Lamb, from in the chat, the Matrix chat here, says remote viewing. The words remote viewing. Do you think that is what you're doing? Out of curiosity.
I may be. I know that I feel like that I was on another world. I watched the sun come up on another world, because these things I've seen at this place is not on this world, unless it's under the sand or under the ice on the South Pole, North Pole.
Right.
And another time I was at a place that looked like a military outpost. It had a desert-looking scenery to it. You know, and I'm not sure where that was at. Maybe it was on Mars. You know, I don't know.
Right.
But remote viewing is. I watched some of that. Somehow you can see things. You know, and I believe those people can do that kind of stuff. And at first I thought I might have was kind of doing that kind of stuff too, but I'm not getting there on my own. Something's taking me there. I do know that. So, you know, I may not be remote, but I might be good at it if I practice at it.
Bro, so here's the thing. you're gonna have these. We're of course we always have these naysayers, right? That are just gonna say, well, Mr. Milbauer suffered from, I don't know, dissociative disorder. He's like borderline schizophrenic. I don't really think that that's what you are. Okay, I mean I'm a clinical hypnotherapist. I've got a certification on my wall, and I've talked to several thousands of people. I can tell you that you don't even remotely come close to being schizophrenic, dissociative disorder. You don't have these characteristics. Okay, and on top of that, I'm showing one of the many images that I've got from you, and I can't even remotely tell you that I have seen anything like this.
She showed me I think what it is that she parks her flying saucers a certain distance from me, and a lot of that is a holographic projection. It's literally like a laser pointer. They're putting these images in front of me, and she is showing me she's watching me.
Okay.
She is with me, and I'm in this stuff. They're breaking me into it slowly, I guess.
Now back up, because here's the thing. Bring everybody up to speed who she is.
When I say she?
Yes. Let me see if I can find a picture. Let me try to find the picture of the entity that you're talking about. I think I've got it. I think I've got it. But go ahead.
Yeah, I know you got it. I've sent you a couple of them.
I got it. I got it pulled up here. So
this thing's been visiting me all my life, and I know it was a female. What they're doing is that something about this Indian battleground is, I guess, special to them or me, because this is where I got the photos of the flying saucers and the orbs around me. Oh man, I forgot what I was thinking about. But this only happens to me like at twilight, and it starts out like I'm awake, my eyes are closed, and I hear this word moth. And when I open my eyes, I'm standing behind this huge insect. It's probably about 4 foot tall. And it starts walking away from me. I don't know how come I didn't crap in my pants and take off running then. It goes in the forest straight ahead of me, and it comes back out, and she's like a lady in a white dress. And she's taking me to different places around Tyler, and I introduced me to other people. Then we go back to this Indian battleground again. And she's telling me about her children in the forest. And she sits down on the bench beside me, and I can tell that this was like a holographic, ghostly image of a shape of a woman around something else. And I could see big black eyes looking at me out of it. And that's when I jumped real hard and wake up. And it's something about her, that's how I know that it's a female, because she's talking about her kids. And I just feel like I'm right when I say that. And so that's how I know it's a female. But she has insect wings. And on each wing, there's like a 5-inch circle on each wing. I remember that. And she got her abdomen, her body's probably about big around a 55-gallon barrel. And she has it's like a praying mantis with a human torso. And her eyes ain't like mine, or juicy. You can touch them, they're wet. They're like insects. And I can tell you that about it. I seen that on my front porch one night.
Wow.
She's taking me out of the house. I got in a hell of a fight with one of them alien grays behind my truck one night. They was trying to put me in what I think was a portal. Yeah. Hey, they come in my house. They're telepathic. They use tone sounds and frequencies. I can't feel it or hear it, but when it passes through my head, it stimulates a chemical to make me go to sleep. And I mean, they make you drop. You can't fight this. And I felt my bed move earlier that night, and I rolled over and thought, damn it, did I feel that? Then I go back to sleep. The next thing I know, I'm standing up at the foot of my bed looking down the hallway. And I'm moving really slow forward. And about I wake up about 3 seconds, black out. Wake up a little bit later, 3 seconds, black out. And I finally get to the living room. I could see my front door was open. And I black out. Come to, I'm looking towards the kitchen. I look back to the door, and I can see my truck out in the driveway. And there's a yard light behind it. And I seen what looked like 2 human soldiers moving from the back of my truck, moving to the right. And I'm, this is during the Jade Hill military exercises. Bullshit was happening too. And I get to the front door. And normally I turn left, 2 steps down, but I'm on the front porch. This is where the female alien was at. And I'm looking up, and she looked down at me, and I could see the way the light was reflecting off of her eyes. That's the first time I said, "What the hell in this?" And
Right.
and I get to my truck, and I guess I had me laying down sideways because I'm about level with my front bumper, and I see it, and I black out, and I come to about my door. I see it, and I black out, and I get to the back of my truck, and I see my back bumper. I black out again. Then I get to the back of my truck. They put me down, and my feet touch the ground, and this black thing manifested in front of me, and that scared the hell out of me, man. I guess it's because that black thing might have been the reasons for those nightmares I had. When my feet touched the ground, there's bushes planted on each side of the driveway of my truck. I tried to spin around and reach out and grab one of them limbs to keep from going in that black thing. Well, I blacked out in the middle of that. Then I come to and I look up and I see my front door still open on my house. Then I realized I did grab something that was under my left arm. And I had it like an alien gray. And its face was mashed into my ribs, and one of my fingers was in his eyes. And I'm thinking, man, I can't let this damn thing go because I don't want to go in that black thing behind me. And the first thought went to my mind is kill it. And I couldn't.
Kill it.
I'm scared this thing's fixing to start biting the hell out of me, man, because his mouth is right up against my ribs, and if you grab a wild animal, they'll eat you up.
Right.
And for as soon as I started curling my fingers around, I was fixing to try to pull his eyes out of his head, and I black out again. And I wake up the next morning, man, I couldn't even go to work the next day. I mean, it took me 2 days before I could even get out of the house. I could not go to work. And about a year later, I get a photo of that alien that was on my front porch. And that black thing behind my truck, I got a photo of it too. So I wasn't dreaming that night. That happened. And
But see,
but a lot of times,
I hang on a second. I know we've all talked to. Now I'm talking about every single one of my colleagues that are into the ufology community. Okay, we've all interviewed contactees, abductees, witnesses, seers. Okay, but I have never truly spoken to other than you, who have absolutely come into physical, I'm going to kick your ass type interactions with these beings.
yeah. That night, yeah. Yeah, one night, I'm testing this. Well, one night, or sometimes I get on my knees and talk to God. All right? Then, one night after I got through doing that, I hear these words from a woman's voice. Hey, hon, like she approved of what I was doing. Well, this is probably about a year later, and I'm going to test this. And I talked to God on my knees. And after that, I started calling this female alien, aiming my anger at her, calling her all kind of nasty names in the book. Yeah, I thought I was funny. I go to bed that night, and I wake up the next morning. I had 8 holes punched in my arm, and I was bleeding. Yeah, I pissed her off.
Well, that's obvious. And stay out of the Woolworths.
Yeah, I mean, I've had close contact. Yes, sir, I have. But these rascals are so good. Matter of fact, they got me out of I was in my house, and it was storming outside. And they got me out of the house, and I stood out there in that rain, and I'm soaking wet. When I wake up the next morning, I'm rolled up in dry blankets, and all my clothes are soaking wet. They'll have no idea what happened. You know, you think that cold water would hit you, you'd wake up. That's how good they are with erasing your memory. They're very good at it.
You know, after our discussion with Ava last night, and going back and having her channel Ra, I don't know if you know about the entity known as Ra or not, but having her channel that entity and
I
learning.
watched it.
Okay,
I wa-
bro, knowing we going back 500,000, a million years, and there's technology that is that old. Dude, there, of course, man. Like I said on the broadcast, these things can be standing right next to us, and we don't even have a damn clue.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
No way. We don't have a
But
clue.
these things can be treetop high, and you won't see it or hear it. Like I've had nights that I sit outside and listening to the insects, and they kind of got a rhythm. And I was a younger guy, and I'm bored to death, no TV, nothing to do, and I'm out there, bouncing my head around, going along with the sounds of the insects and the frogs, and next thing you know, everything goes silent all the way around me, same exact time. And I would smell the smell of something like hot metal, like you would smell in a welding shop. Well, I didn't think nothing about it then. But, after I seen that one fly over on fire one night, or hot as hell, I think I know what happened those nights because this darn thing would come down from above me and drop down above me. These insects, they detected it. That's why they go quiet. And because this thing is hot, that's just what I was smelling, the hot metal on that darn thing. And, yeah, that's another thing I can tell you about them things. I smelt them.
Derrell, these guys are trying to connect the dots here, and Lamb, Morgan, Kristen, and they're all talking in the chat here, and saying, and I'm going to run this by you and see if you think that it resonates with you, and that is an insect hominoid. Would you classify this being or these beings as insectoid hominoid?
Part human?
Like a hybrid. What you're talking
Yeah.
about?
Yeah, but because she looks like her head looks like a human head and torso. It does look like a human torso on praying mantis's body, but this one I'm dealing with is moth species, is what she says she is. Yeah, but these things been around a long time, and
Well, yeah.
God created them way before us. I feel right about that for sure. And they've had time to master the universe, or He gave them all that knowledge at birth. But yeah, but I think these things has a lot to do with us. That's for sure. That they fit in. They fit in the plan. But I'm still learning. I ain't saying I know it all, but I do know enough that I got something real here. This is really happening. I'm not the only one. There's others out there having dreams, thinking they're dreaming, and they're not.
I don't think you're dreaming, dude. Again, Derrell, I don't think you're crazy, my friend, and I don't think that you're dreaming. Knowing you for as long as I've known you now, and seeing the things that you've shown me, it's my honor, and I guarantee you, again, my colleagues, please reach out to this man, because he is the evidence that he's got is a lot like Miss Rachel Robinson. It's to me, it is unmatched. I mean, I have not seen ever any content like you've shared. And why I don't have my colleagues beating down your door, which we should, is beyond me. I mean, you've got photo after photo after thousands and thousands of photos. I
would get really frustrated when people are being difficult to me when I'm trying to tell it.
Have you ever thought for a minute? Because here's the thing, I've spoken to some really, really good people that, again, we know are not crazy, that has absolute proof. I truly believe that people like you, no pun intended, but the ufology community, some of you high class, pencil pushing, tie wearing idiots in that circle, you need to pull your head out of your ass, because these people with these little stories with this kind of evidence, this is what matter. Not the people that get paid to tell stories without any proof, without any evidence. I'm talking real stuff. That's what we're talking about. And I truly think, Derrell, that they're scared of people like you, bro. I really do.
I'm too damn real. I'm too damn real.
I think that the ufology community, no pun intended, but they're scared of people like you. MUFON, dude, right below me, okay? Contact Derrell Milbauer. I mean, he's not a hard man to get a hold of.
I've tried to get a hold of those boys, but it's through Facebook, and I don't think these really MUFON groups that I was trying to get into, and I'd run into a lot of trolls and get really frustrated and give up, gave up on MUFON. But, I don't have a fancy computer to do things with, to communicate with them the way they want me to communicate with them.
Listen, Derrell, I just met, I met recently, and I will reach out to him for you, as well as put you in contact with him. Enough is enough, okay? Put it this way. We are the Matrix Minds. The Matrix as a broadcast is going to try to get in cahoots with a it's like, this is a company, but some really good guys that's known as the Mind Nexus Conference, okay? And this fellow's name is Mike Grady. Mike Grady. I will put you in contact with Mike, okay? And let because Mike is a marketing guy. And the fellow we're gonna have on Monday, this coming Monday, at his name is Jesse. Okay? He's a targeted individual. Do you think at all that you are implanted? Do you have any do you think that these species implanted you at all? Do you think you are an implant carrier?
Well, one night, I come flying out of a portal backwards, and I get to see what this thing looks like. And I really think I was somewhere in Antarctica. And they put me on the edge of a cliff, and I could still see this thing. I come flying out backwards. But I was between two buildings, and I looked down, and I could see that it looked like there was about an inch of ice on the ground. To my right, I could see a building, and it looked like the doors were nailed up on it. I turned my head to the left, I seen another building that had a window on the right side of the door. I walk over to this building, stand in front of the door, look down at the doorknob. Then I stepped over a couple steps and looked in the window. And what I seen, what looked like little kids bouncing on the bed. And I stepped back over there in front of that door, looking down at that doorknob, and the thought goes to my head, kids, way the hell out here. Next thing I know, I'm on my back in a white room filled with white smoke, and I could see black eyeballs. And they were putting something in the right side of my nose, and I could hear bone cracking in my head this night. So they were putting something in me or taking something out. They put me in this little white room and watched me for a little while. Then the next thing you know, they started teaching me about magnets. And I seen enough to know that if I had these magnets, I could create this thing. And I asked them, can y'all help me get the magnets? And they wouldn't let me have the magnets. And I got mad at them for, wasting my time, putting me through this. And the next thing I know, I wake up. And so, yeah, I know they probably put something in my head or took something out. I've get red marks between my eyes. I had 8 cuts punched in my arm.
I don't have those downloaded. I will tell you that now. I don't have those images downloaded. But as you're speaking, as you're talking, I will absolutely go to your profile, and I will get those images.
Oh, you can just go to my page, and you can show everybody my Facebook page what's on it, if you want to.
Okay.
Well, I got a lot of my experiences and dreams that were, and photos of stuff. I try to put the photos with the right stories and stuff. I'm very lucky to get what I got. Very darn lucky. I'm not lucky. They come to me and gave it to me. I've been so close to these things. I was so close to one time that I could have hit it with a rock. It was above the stations in Ben Wheeler, above the gas pumps. And all I could see was the outer leading edge of it. And I hit my friend in the arm. I looked up at it, disappeared. He didn't get to see it. Then on another full blue moon night, I'm standing under a tree, and I'm looking at the tree limbs, the shadows of the tree limbs on the ground. It's like, golly, the moon is sure is bright tonight.
Right.
And I see this huge shadow go across the ground, and I look up and I see a bottom of a flying saucer. And I had to get in another position to see this thing again, and it was hovering above the forest where a gun was taken from a friend of mine one day. It was right above that spot, and they brought it back. But I go in the house and try to wake my friend up. I couldn't get him up, man. It's like he was in a trance or something. And I stood out there in his front yard on the front porch. I had a gun in my back pocket, like that's going to do any good. And I sat in my truck, and I fell asleep. I won't forget that night. There's some crazy stuff happened to me, man. Some crazy stuff. And I've had people, you know, let me and my friend, like about 2 weeks ago, was at New Harmony Cemetery. And we like doing that kind of stuff. And in the east sky, I see this thing that looked like a disc, and it was flashing like a strobe light. And then it stops, moves backwards, then it goes back forward. And I hit my friend in the arm and said, dude, you need to look at this. And we're watching it, and he says, that ain't no airplane. I said, you're right, it ain't no airplane, don't do that shit. And,
right?
And it goes behind some trees, I couldn't see it. Then it comes back out, now it's not strobing no more. But the temperature dropped, and this is summer night. And my buddy, he says, man, look at me, man, I got chills, I got goosebumps all over my arm. And I reached and touched his arm, and he was cold.
Wow.
So about 15 minutes later, we get in the truck, and we're going down the road. And he's still having problems, like he was cold. And I'm looking out my side of the door, and this thing is flying along beside us about a mile away, keeping up with us. And it was, the color of it was kind of like the color of the sun, yellowish, orange look. Same color as that thing. One night I was in the room with my buddy, and we was talking about Jesus, God, aliens, physics. And I'm at the foot of his bed sitting in a chair, and I hear the sound of high voltage electricity. Kind of, you know better not to touch it. And I look up and I see this thing about the size of a lemon, and it was about 4 foot from my friend's head, 4 foot off the floor. And he sees what I'm looking at. He turns his head, and this thing flies across the room straight at my face. I couldn't even get my hands up quick, and all I could do is turn my head, and it hits me between eyes. I didn't feel nothing, but I thought it went out the wall behind me, and I asked my buddies, did you see that? Yeah, it hit you in the head. I've seen this same color light. I've seen flying saucers at that same color, but this orb was that same color. I even got a photo of it out in the woods over there in Brownsboro. I seen it at my friend's house across the street, and I was with him. We're out there checking setting up hog traps for him. So I'm shooting photos, walking down the trail. And I got a photo of that light I seen in my friend's house that day.
Right.
It's it's kind of hard to have a camera in your hand ready all the time.
Well, sure. But somehow, Derrell, you've said that she likes you. Yes. There's obviously there's a connection here between you, Derrell Milbauer, a human being, as well as this mantis hominoid hybrid whatever.
Yes. Yeah. So I've been going to school. It's something to do with military. One night I was in I think I'm going to call it a big, huge mothership, because I could look to him over my left shoulder and see how deep this thing was, how big it was. The floor goes clear. I can see through the floor, and we're above Earth. And I'm watching Earth, and it was so pretty. Then bullets was coming up from Earth, and they looked like tracers. And we moved backwards and moved up, and we still got hit. And somebody in this ship was killed in this attack. And I cried a lot for them. And not long after that, I'm having dreams that I'm stepping out of portals, attacking soldiers. And these guys ain't got a chance. And I don't know why. Maybe maybe they attacked that thing up there. I really don't know whose side I'm on. I just do know that we were being shot at, and it was coming from Earth. So somebody down here was shooting at them. And it's something to do with military. I seen myself in a brown and tan uniform with a black belt with some kind of little badge on the belt. I seen that, but I'm thinking maybe they're pulling my spirit and putting it in a clone that's made from my genetics. That's how people are telling me how they're seeing me up there, and I ain't remembering it. I've had kids from school come to me and tell me they see me in dreams. But back then, I thought everybody dreamed. Till I got around about 18, 19 years old, and I realized, not everybody's dreaming like I am.
Right.
But these kids that would come and tell me they see me in their dreams, I remember they all would have blonde hair and blue eyes for some reason. So, that's the reason why I thought everybody was dreaming, because they were coming to me and telling me they're seeing me. See, I don't know how I'm up there, maybe something to do with colognes.
Right.
I've seen some pretty scary shit, man. I've seen a long, dirty white hallway. I think hundreds of people have been through this, running through like cattle, and there's no place for them to use the restroom. When I manifested into this hallway, I could tell this was like a huge flying saucer, and that the hallway had a slight curve in it. That's how I could tell how big it was. The first door, I looked to the left, looked to the right, and I could see a table with something on the floor. And we go down about another 20, 30 feet, there's another door to the left. I seen another table. Go down another 20, 30 feet, and I looked right, and I could see another table, and we turn and go in that door. Then we go through a couple more rooms, and I can see the length of that room now after I'm inside of it, bunches of tables. There was nothing on them. And we come back out into the hallway, I seen like 6 or 7 55-gallon barrels full of human arms and legs. Like 3 bodies were thrown up on top of it, on them. And these barrels were full of maggots, and these bodies were sliding down in it. And I wake up the next day. That kind of messed me up. And about a year later, I'm back at the same damn place. But this time, instead of passing up the first door, we go in it. Well, that first table, there was a little lady that was on it. And she had no clothes on. She looked like she was maybe in her 70s. She's really skinny. And she's looking at me, walking to me. And she was using the restroom on herself and was running down her leg. And I remember leaving footprints on the floor. But I can see these other tables now have something on top of them. And I'm thinking, after I've had time to think about all this, these might have been the bodies. They took these arms and legs off these people, and they had them underneath blankets. And you could tell that there was like something growing on these bodies, I guess. I'm thinking they might have planted eggs in them. Because these things are huge insects, and insects down here, they'll go out and hunt down another insect, sting it, paralyze it, drag it back to the hole, plant an egg in it, cover it up. And maybe this is what I was witnessing with that. I don't know.
Man. Damn.
This kind of stuff will change you.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
And every one of my dreams now, I think every one of them was real. I've seen the tops of flying saucers from out of a flying saucer twice. One time I was above Earth and I seen the tops of them. They looked like the colors that you would see on a turtle. And they had kind of like a pattern on the back of them. And then the next time, we was under the ocean. We raised up about halfway out of the ocean, and I could see a tropical island in front of me, and the palm trees. Then I looked out the window to my left. There was 2 more flying saucers that were still underneath the water, hadn't come up yet. But on the tops of them, it looked like a shark fin made out of smoke. And I think this had something to do with their camouflage. But only the tips of them things was sticking up out of the water. And I'm thinking, man, them some big old turtles' heads. Because I could see something round still under the water. And we lifted up out of the water about 30 feet, and I can look down at it now, and I can see the circles of these things. And I said, damn, those are some big turtles. Then we started going up. Then these other two flying saucers come up out of the ocean. I got to see the water run off the top of them. And, yeah, I believe that. I believe I've seen that.
You know what, Derrell? We're going to take a break. We've reached the top of the hour. It was that quick. Whenever we come back, what I want to do with you is I want you to really, I'm going to run some things by you, and I want you to think about them, because
Yes.
a lot of what you're talking about correlates, okay? Correlates with a lot of my prior MK Kid interviews, secret space program participant interviews, Erica Simmons. So if she's listening, Erica, shout out to you, sweetheart. Maybe you can as well reach out to Derrell, because Derrell is definitely the real deal. He's got endless amounts of footage, photographic evidence. So maybe I don't know. I'm gonna run some things by you and see, Derrell, if it sounds your experience, you can whatsoever connect the dots here, and maybe think that, because again, dude, your stories, now that I really think about it, they run neck and neck with any participant of the MK Ultra programs, as well as the participants of the secret space program. Are you willing to dive into that at that end of the pool?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
So whenever we come back, Derrell, I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna go ahead and take a break. I will reconnect with you, okay? And
Yes, sir.
and give us about 5 minutes. So those that want to take a pee break, take a pee break. Those that want to go, I myself is going to get a coffee refill. I'm running low on mojo. But man, Derrell, whenever we get back, I want to touch base with you again about that, maybe possibly correlating with the secret space program. Because again, your story really, I'm going to share some things with you that we've talked about to prior interviewees, and you tell me, okay? You'll know. You'll automatically know by the hair on the back of your neck will stand up. You'll start having flashbacks. You'll trust me. You'll know. So let me share.
I don't know whose side I'm fighting on, man, but I do know I've been fighting.
Well, I'm glad that you are. I'm glad that you are my friend, and I'm glad that you are. So far, right now, I think you're fighting on the good side. Tina Danley in the chat, she's mind blown. A lot of people in the chat should be mind blown right about now, because again, the footage. If you guys have not seen the footage, I will run through some images here that Derrell's we're talking about a little bit after the break. But nevertheless, Derrell, don't go nowhere. Brainiacs, you guys don't go anywhere, and you willing to dive deep in the other end of the pool, the real conspiratorial pool, Derrell?
Yes, sir.
All right, cool.
Yes, sir.
All right, you hang tight. I will give you the ring back. Don't go nowhere, okay? Please, just go do what you're gonna do, and I will be right back with you, okay, Derrell?
Thank you.
All right,
Thank
bud.
you, sir.
Don't call me sir, bro. I am Matthew. Brainiacs, yeah, man. I hope you guys are enjoying this broadcast, enjoying this podcast. Again, please help me get our UFO Whisperer out there, please. Erica, Mike, Jesse, anybody, you guys, please share this content, man. Derrell is definitely the real deal. This is not bullshit. And like I said, there's reasons why MUFON will not touch stories like this. Is because, well, probably because they can't brainwash him, can't control him, and the shit's real. Derrell is the real deal. Derrell, Mr. Derrell Milbauer, UFO Whisperer, right here on the Matrix of Minds. Don't go into a Brainiac. Share this podcast. We will be right back.
Welcome to Crystal Cove and Mystic Charms, where magic meets the mundane and the extraordinary becomes everyday. Are you ready to gift yourself with the whispers of ancient power stones? To the feel and hear the echoes of our ancient past? Dive into a world where each pendant tells a story, where rare stones hold secrets known only to the universe itself. At Crystal Cove, our collection isn't just jewelry. It's a gateway to a realm of mysticism and wonder. Let the shimmering opal guide you through twilight dreams, or embrace the fiery energy of the sun with our exquisite amber pendants. Each piece, handcrafted by the hands of a true mystic who understand the language of the earth and the fire of one's heart. At Crystal Cove and Mystic Charms, we believe that every soul deserves to sparkle. Whether you seek solace in the calming embrace of amethyst or wish to dance with the vibrant hues of turquoise, our collection holds the key to unlocking your inner magic if you allow it to be so. Visit us today and discover the pendant that speaks to your soul. Crystal Cove and Mystic Charms, where the beauty of our amazing earthy realm meets the magic of the cosmos.
Hey there, Hunter. Go check out our friends at Colorado Custom Game Calls. They are all about creating a high-quality, custom, unique game calls at an affordable price. They are here for hunters that can't and won't pay upwards of $180 to $200 per game call. They pride themselves on giving their customers the opportunity to not only purchase an affordable and high-quality call, but to customize their game call to their liking. So listen up and go check them out. That's www.coloradocustomgamecalls.com. They got calls for all type of game, and all the game calls can be custom made to your own likeness. That's www.coloradocustomgamecalls.com. Tell them Matthew sent you from the Matrix Minds.
What is up, all my beautiful and gorgeous souls? I am Michelle Espinosa, otherwise known as the Shaman, through the Matrix Mind Media. So tell me, how many times have you wished that you had that special power of prediction? You know, to know what was going to happen before it actually happened and took place. To have some power and control over that situation before things came flying at you out of left field. The thing is, you actually can have that power. You can be aware of what's coming. Tune in to Astrology TV with me for Breaking the Cage. Every Sunday evening at 10 p.m. Eastern on the Matrix Mind Media. And I will go through the astrology and help put you on the right course and get you back in control of your own life. Love you guys.
This CBD fluid is a whole flower fluid extracted from the cannabis flower. We don't use any heat, butane, or chemicals when we extract, so we get all of the components of the plant. All the CBD, CBG, CBA, all the terpenes, all the flavonoids. This allows our body to absorb at 60 to 90% rather than the average of 6 to 10% absorption you would get with a CBD oil. Because our bodies are made up of mostly water and this is a fluid, it's highly absorbable so that you're getting 500% more nutraceuticals per dose. We also have this available in our CBD spray as well as a muscle rub with all kinds of botanicals. You're going to absolutely love it.
Check it out, Brainiacs. MatrixMinds.live/CBD. CBD I use. Feel free again. Feel alive again.
Lost in the dark night, can't see the way out. Pain and confusion, tears all around. Oh,
yeah, Brainiacs. Gotta give Mr. Derrell Milbauer. Gotta give him a call back, no doubt. But we will be very big with this. Yeah. Ringy ding ding dings. They're saying something went wrong. That's great. Haha. You gotta love it, like, yeah. There we go. There we go. Alrighty then. Alright.
Hello, Mr. Turner.
Hello, Mr. Milbauer. Please stop calling me Mr. My God. Matthew.
Matthew.
Yes,
Hi.
sir. Yes, sir. There we go. Man, my screen's all screwed up and everything else. Hello, Carolyn. Carolyn Shepard is in the house. Well, hello. Oh, Mr. Milbauer. Mr. UFO Whisperer.
Uh-huh.
You better, by God, get used to that. I'm telling you.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I'm going to get called some names. And hey, I could be any of that. Never say never.
The UFO Whisperer. All right, there's two things I want you to pretty much go over, okay? I want you to first tell your story about the entity coming through. You were doing something in your yard, and this entity come out of nowhere. You said it almost seemed as though she come through a portal, and she was joined with like protecting, like animals, guards per se. Do you remember telling me this story?
An animal? Oh, okay.
When she come through the portal.
I don't remember. I remember coming out of a portal backwards. Then I remember stepping out of a portal into the forest and getting back in it after I'd done what I'd done.
When she told you not to be afraid, Derrell.
She, I guess maybe what you're talking about is they come and got me and I was in a flying saucer.
Possibly.
I looked to the left and the pilot had white pants, white shirt like a suit. As high as I could see was his shoulders. I couldn't see his face. But I could tell that I was in some kind of cockpit that had no gauges, no levers, no lights or buttons. I think this thing was flying this vehicle with his mind. I could see out the front window. I could see the curvature of the planet as the sun was coming up. I could tell it just got through raining. There were some low areas that held some water, and the water was running off the ground. We was inches above the ground. We started moving, and it was like I seen some creeks. I seen some rivers, but the water was so clear you could see all the way to the bottom. And there was these big puddles of water. It was probably about the size of a 18-wheeler boxcar, maybe about a foot deep. And this pilot would aim for these puddles of water and blast all the water out of them. And turn around and take me back and show this to me. Well, out here in Texas, we get a big four-wheel drive. First thing we do is find a big mud hole. And I think it's what they was kind of giving me a kind of a tour that way. Then I seen these things way off in the distance, kind of like almost made out of stone, kind of like a pyramid. And they probably, instead of probably about maybe 1/3 of it went up and it was flat on top. And what I think these was maybe landing pads for huge flying saucers. And we flew over the top of them, and as we went off the back of the second one, I can look to the right and I can see what looked like adobe buildings made out of adobe dirt, mud, ancient ruins. And we come flying up to this mountain that had a lot of trees growing on the side of it and had a waterfall coming off of it. And we land on the back side of the creek of where the waterfall was. There was a building. And I remember when they took me out of the flying saucer, I can remember still hearing the waterfall roaring because it was so close to it. And I go in this building. I remember looking to the left, and there was like three guys or three things standing by a table. It was like they were vibrating really fast. It was really hard for me to tell what they truly looked like. I think they did that to keep me from freaking out. And we kept going straight, went through a door. I remember turning left, and there was another door straight ahead, and it took me into this room, put me on the floor in front of this, looked like 55 square feet that was blue, and little things about every square foot on it. Looked like maybe caterpillars with spikes on their head like the Statue of Liberty. And I think this might have been her nest. And when they put me on the floor, I'm looking at this shit, and I turned around and took off running out the door. And I remember locked that door open, and I'm thinking, man, I got to get back to that damn flying saucer that brought me to this place. And I could see it out there landed. I was about a couple hundred yards from it. And I'm running like hell to get to it. And this animal, and I think it's the animal that's with her in that picture. I couldn't see it, but I can hear it growling at me. And I could feel his voice going through my body. That scared the crap out of me. I turned around and run back in that building. And I run into this female alien. She was like standing in front of me. And I black out, and I go, wake up. That might have been what I might have. Was that it? Is that what you're talking about?
No. Something about there was a story that you told me where this entity had told you that it's going to be okay. She's presenting herself to you so that you can present her and these stories to the world.
Well, I remember she showed me 3 different times different things that I'm going to get. The first one was flying saucer with the emblem on the bottom of it. Second time she showed me this black thing vibrating in the sky. It might be something to do with a portal. And she showed me this disc or this flying saucer with a black stripe on the side of it. And that's something, best way I can remember her pointing out to me that I'm going to get these photos. And might have been that post I made that was about Olivia Newton-John. This has got to be magic. The verses in the first songs, come take my hand. I don't remember the whole song, but it doggone sure fits me. And she's the one that's been coming back and getting me and showing me stuff. But she sent her little 3 guys to come in the house to get me. They're grays. And because I'm scared of them, I try to kill them. Yeah, I could pull one of them's eye off his head that night. In fact, if you do see an alien gray and he's cockeyed, don't bring my name up.
All right, so here's what I want to run by you. Here's what I want to run by you, right? And that is this. So the story, a lot of the stories that you're telling me and everyone else is really, really running neck and neck. You had mentioned a white room. Okay. Yes,
white room full of white smoke.
All right.
You can see the black eyeballs.
Now you and I have never shared with you any kind of contact information. This is not a pre-set up. No. You and I have not had pre-talk, so you have no idea what I'm about to drop on you.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to connect some dots here, maybe, and you just tell me pretty much these are yay or nay questions, okay? And it's got to do with, again, what everybody knows as the Secret Space Program, or the SSP. And again, this all started and originated out of Montauk, New York, okay? At a place called Camp Hero, okay? So my question is this, in relation to the White Room, okay? Are you familiar, or did you have any encounters whatsoever with a chair? It's known as the chair by the MK kids. Anything, or do you ever wake up in a chair? Or
I remember maybe like sitting on a table, or I might have been sitting in a chair. I know when I went to the Antarctica and I felt that bone cracking in my head.
Right.
It's like they put me in a room and I was sitting on a chair for a little while before they started showing me things.
Again, what color? What color was the room? Do you remember?
Solid white. Solid white.
Solid white. You're
Even
right.
the tables was
Very,
solid white.
very bright, right? Was it so?
Yeah.
Was it brighter than normal? Bright, right?
Bright, clean white. Yeah.
Right.
No, it didn't look dirty or nothing.
All right.
Best I can remember.
That would be what the MK kids know as the white room. Okay. So check that one off. Check number 2. Okay. You said that you were laying down on this table, right?
On my back.
Okay. Could you move?
No, I couldn't even. I tried to not look it in the eyes because I know once I make eye contact, they're in. And I couldn't even turn my head to keep that from happening.
You said they are in?
Sir?
They're in what? Your mind?
Yeah, or putting a download in my head, and it would cause me to have a red mark between my eyes.
Now I got
this thing's
that.
about.
I have that image. I have that image.
A lot of my dreams, I remember the last 2 seconds of this thing staring me in the face before I wake up. Now I know what that is.
Okay, what is that?
And it begins with eye contact. That's how come I didn't want to look people in the eyes when I was a kid, because I was scared they was, I was concerned they would read my mind, which I didn't know no better. But now I understand what that was about.
Okay, so I'm showing everybody the little red dot between your eyes, okay? And
Yeah.
And then the next picture will zoom in on that little dot.
It looks like a red cross.
And
I got a photo about a couple months before that of that same cross in the sky above my head.
To where everybody can really get a good picture of what that looks like. Right there in the middle of the screen.
I think that has a lot to do with the red dot between the Hindu and the Buddhist religion. One of those, that red dot. You get that dot between your eyes, you've been talked about God or something like that.
Are you talking about maybe a stigmata? Because they refer to these things as what's called a stigmata. Stigmata.
Okay. That's a new word for me.
Yeah, you'd have to look it up if you've never had the chance to look up stigmata.
All right.
But okay, so you already the white room is number 1. Number 2 would be a paralysis state, meaning you were on the table and you could not move. That is referred to as paralysis. Okay.
Yeah, and when they was taking me out of my house, and I couldn't move until I got to the back of my truck, and they set me down on the ground. And for some reason, when that thing showed up, I guess fear it got in me so bad, I started kicking, jerking, and I got loose, and tried to reach out for one of them tree limbs that's on the east side of my driveway. Yeah, and they did keep putting me to sleep. But yeah, I remember. Yeah, you can't move at all. None.
Derrell,
Even my uncle had problems like that. They'd have him paralyzed. Matter of fact, that light that showed up in that room with me and my friend, my uncle seen that probably about 30 years ago. Had him pinned down, and he said the aliens did something to his wife, and they also told him that something about his son, which he's my uncle, but he's like my dad. And I think they were really talking about me than my uncle's real son, my cousin. They had to been talking about me because he's not having no experiences like me. But he really is like a dad to me. It's like they told him that this was going to be happening to me. Yeah. I guess some family members just got some things that's happened to them.
Derrell, out of curiosity, I've never asked you this, but do you have any whatsoever? Do you happen to have any like words that you would classify as communications with God?
I hope this is God sent these things to me. I hope that. I know He created them, that's for sure. And in my journey to get to know what's going on, yeah, I did use the Bible to maybe hopefully understand that what's happening to me. I know I'm having the dreams and visions. And also said God was going to pour out His Spirit on His maidservants, men servants and maidservants. And I do know so that sometimes when I get frustrated, I get angry. I don't take my stuff out on people. Sometimes I just give it to God. And I can tell this female alien don't like that when I do that. I can tell you she don't like that when I do that. So maybe this is in God's plan.
Maybe.
To wake up this world.
No idea. I mean, the images, here's the thing, man. You're going to get all kinds of ridicule, bro, by the ufology community. Here's the thing, okay? What I don't want my colleagues to do is throw you under the bus, okay? I want them to take a look at your content, take a look at your material, interview you, share your story, and that's what needs to be, okay? Because here's the thing. I can't my own self verify this shit other than what we're doing right now. Okay?
Yes, sir.
And that is providing the video, I'm sorry, the photography and letting them like speculate, question, whatever. Here's the thing. There's things that you can probably see that I myself cannot see. Okay, we are not all alike. We are not all built together the same way. We are the unique individuals. So again, the content for any of my colleagues that want to pick you up, I'm not bringing Derrell to the slaughtering block. Okay, I'm bringing him to you and presenting the content because again, there's things that this man might see that you or I might not be able to witness and see. It's just that simple. I mean, we all know this. This is not rocket science. I mean, we all know because this is our business. We interview people, we talk to people, and we let them present their story without ridicule because it's their content. Trust me, there's been SSP stories where I'm like, well, that guy is completely full of shit. That's pretty much because I've been doing this for years, okay? I can pretty much smell a rat whenever I see or smell a rat. But when we're presented with literal footage, evidence, video, photography, and stories that absolutely correlate with the secret space program stuff, dude, there's got to be something to this. Do you see what I'm saying? There's got to be something to this. So again, Derrell, I'm not wanting to throw you to the wolves, but god damn it, man, your story is worth picking up, my friend.
Yeah.
All of them. Your story, your life story.
Well, I'm going into this and I can understand how some people may not believe what I'm saying. But if you can't believe the photo evidence I'm showing, if you can't believe that, you're too stupid. Quit looking. You will never.
Miss Carol Ann,
you'll never notice.
Shout out to her as well as some other people up in the program. Listen, here you're not gonna have that shit from us, okay? Really, we're not like Miss Carol Ann just said. Not from us, you won't, and she's right. I mean, that is what
I've never got. I'm happy to be in this group.
I know you are.
Nobody said anything stupid or disrespectful or been hateful towards me, and man, that makes me feel good. And I've been going through these UFO groups on Facebook constantly, constant bull crap. And most of these different guys in these UFO groups, hell, they're trolls themselves.
Right.
They make you want to quit. But I don't give up. I've been mighty frustrated and wanted to, and I have gave up, but I keep coming back.
one of the people, hopefully one of the people that we're gonna be talking to. Again, the conference coming up in September, mid-September. I will provide you guys with a link here, probably next week after Jesse and me, Mr. Jesse Beltran, has the interview with him. I have the interview with him. I'll provide you guys with a link to the Mind Nexus conference where we will be emceeing the entire conference, and I'm really excited about doing that. You guys on this program have asked, when's the Matrix going to have a conference? When? I've been hearing this shit for years. So we're to get our feet wet in amongst this. Again, like I was telling Derrell off air, hopefully we're gonna make some really good contacts, make some really good friends, and connect dots and share stories. And it also gives me an opportunity to share you, Derrell, as well as a lot of the brains here that have got stories with other people that truly care. That to me is one of the reasons I'm going there. Okay, is because I've kind of searched the heart and the mind of these people. The one guy sent me a friend request, and I'm like, nah, I don't want nothing to do with you, because it was he was a marketing guy. Again, shout out to you, Mike Grady. It wasn't personal, but I didn't want to connect because of I was wanting straight up. I work with you Derrell, like people like you, Derrell, just the interviewee. I'm not used to being like swarmed by people. But the thing is they were trying to get my attention, Derrell, for a reason, and I got to go with it. I absolutely got to go with it, and I trust them. So again, it'll give me an opportunity to share your story, and a whole bunch of other people's stories with some other good people that truly care about the little people. That to me is what matters, is the little people's story. That's what has made us, I guess, so big of a broadcast. And such a loved broadcast is because it's you. It's about you. I know you're a real person, and it's the little guy, right? You're not bought and paid for. I know you. You're not bought and paid for.
I'm here for the little guy too.
See?
Because they don't have no photo evidence, but I do believe they seen what they said they seen. And I'm here to validate that they're not crazy. No, they are real.
They're not crazy.
Yeah, that is what I really feel good about all this right here, because I can show the photo evidence that these people have been beat down and made fun of and put in crazy institutions and got electrocuted and all that shit for trying to tell the damn truth.
Right.
Check
this out. Miss Carol Ann Shepard says obviously she posted on Facebook, YouTube, or somewhere. She says she still does not know what topic it was that she talked about that made her a target. Okay, so she obviously is a targeted individual. And again, Carol Ann, you will not want to miss Monday's broadcast. Okay, we will be talking with Jesse Beltran about the targeted individual of what we do here. Like Derrell here, Darrell's probably a TI and don't even know that he's a TI. I mean, do you ever get the feeling, Derrell, that you're a targeted individual?
You mean about the aliens?
Well, by ET,
yes.
Or
ever since I was, these guys probably knew that Mom and Dad was pregnant before Mom and Dad knew they were pregnant with me. I'm pretty sure they knew all of that. Is this that white cloud that I seen when I was a kid? I seen it again about 5 years ago, and I was having bad chest pains, and I know what that feels like because I've had a heart attack before.
Well,
I gave up on life.
You weren't meant to go, were you?
I spent 3 days and nights feeling that chest pain, and I'm sitting in my truck and it's 100 degrees, and I'm thinking, come on, God, let's get this over with. Let's get it over with. And I seen that white cloud, that white smoke again. This time's about 100 foot whip from me, and it started from the ground and it came up. It was about big round spit gallon barrel, and it was about 7 foot tall. The weeds was almost 5.5 to 6 foot tall, and I'm looking at this thing, and this thing floated towards me and disappears, and my chest pain stopped. I also have real video footage of that white cloud manifesting in the house right beside me, about 6 foot from me when I'm sleeping. I got a good video of it.
Derrell, let me ask you. I don't think I have. Do you get or hear? Do you get, hear, and or feel any kind of electrical, magnetical, like an anomaly?
All right.
What do you feel whenever you are these things are around you?
Sometimes I get that feeling. I'll take my phone out and shoot a lot of photos. I don't get much. I seem to get more when I'm moving down the road because it has to keep up with me. And that's how I'm seeing it. And, another time, I come home one day. My property is a little half-acre lot. 3 sides of it is got a fence around it that will keep a dog in it. I've been staying the last couple of days with my uncle, sleeping in his front yard. That way I can be there for him to help him when he needs me. I come home in the mornings and feed my cats. Well, this time I come home, I had an extension cord rolled across the yard, and I seen that cord was gone. And I started looking for it, and I find it. It was rolled up along with everything that I got inside my house. This Mexican was on my property, and he was what he was doing is he come on my property, he broke in my house, had everything I had laying out there in the yard. He was still on the property, and I didn't know it. And what he's going to do is call his friends. They're going to pull up in the yard and load all my stuff up. But that feeling that somebody's watching me, he was out there for 2 hours before I found that son of a bitch. That feeling, that hair kept standing up on my neck, and I kept telling myself, you're an idiot. These people are coming back tonight to get this shit. I didn't know he was still here. And my friend Matt pulls up, and I'm telling him what's going on. And I say, let's walk around the outer edge of this property where I could see where he crossed the fence. Well, it was almost all the way around the property, and I see a pair of sunshades laying on the ground. I said, dude, I was here yesterday, and somebody, this is not mine. Well, my buddy Matt, he was about 10 foot behind me. As I was walking, I'm telling him about a dream I had. And I hear him scream at me, Derrell, turn around, he's behind you. And I see my buddy Matt take off running to the right of me, to where my truck is. And when I spin around, this Mexican stands up, and he's about 10 foot from me. Dude, if I'd had a gun in my hand, I would have shot his ass.
Yeah.
That scared the hell out of me. But that hair, that gut instinct feeling was really eating me up. And so, I trust it now. I'm not going to ignore it no more. And that feeling's hit me before. And, I was like driving down the road doing 70 miles an hour. I had that feeling a deer going to run out in front of me. I slowed down about 55 miles an hour. About a mile later, a deer runs right out in front of me. And I hit him, but I only hit about like 1 inch of his hiney. He got past. I mean, I scraped his butt. But if I was doing 70 miles an hour, it would have been right in the middle of the hood. Yeah, that's so. That feeling.
That totaled your vehicle right there.
Yeah. So I trust that feeling. And another time, I'm driving home, and it's about 103 degrees, and I see this lady on the side of the road. She's getting out of her vehicle, and she's putting a jacket on. And I get a couple miles down the road, and I thought, well, when I remember this night, I will pass up an opportunity to help someone. So I turned around, pulled up behind the lady, and she looked like she's probably in her 60s, and she told me she had a flat tire. I said, okay, well, ma'am, I'll help you out with that. And I go to my truck, and I got one of them little air compressors that you can plug into the cigarette lighter. and her tire wasn't flat. It was low. She done had 3 lug nuts took off that thing. All right, so when I get out of my truck and turn around, she's laying on the ground face up, foam coming out of her mouth. And I was, oh shit, something happened to her. Anyway, it took me forever to get anyone to stop. And if I hadn't have turned around to help her, she was working on that tire on the other side of the vehicle. If she'd have went down right there, no one would have known she was even there. And I think because I turned around, she's living today. And finally got an ambulance to come and get her. It's like she come to. She looks at me. She's on the thing they're carrying her on. She looks at me and gives me a thumbs up, and I give her a thumbs up. But I trust those gut instinct feelings, man, to go back and help people. Or yeah, it's like I get a message. It's like they can't talk to you when you're awake. Now, when you're asleep, they can show you visions, but when you're awake, you have to learn what your feelings mean. They can, I guess, can make my brain feel whatever emotion they want me to feel, and I got to understand what those emotions mean is what they want. I'm thinking that's what's up with that. I'm still learning.
Derrell, let me ask you real quick, because you've shared stories with me that these entities, her or somebody has told you, or you got the feeling, because you've made mention you don't like somebody. Because I don't want to paint a picture here that these things are nefarious or evil, okay? However, I do want to make it very clear that you've made it clear to me that if you don't like somebody, okay, that these entities are very much so willing to help you,
or to follow them home,
or to and to protect you.
Yeah, they got a hold of a bully for me one time.
You want to tell that story? What's up with that?
Yeah. Well, I got this one guy. He's been a bully, and I had no other choice but to fight him one day, and I got the best of him. And he's always had a chip on his shoulder about that. He goes to prison for about 10 years and comes back, and he comes to my house, and everything's fine. But 3 months later, the old stupidness come back out of him, and threatening me and my friends again. And I have this dream. This female lady comes and gets me and takes me to his house. And I'm standing out there in the front yard looking at him, looking at it. And he remembers seeing me in this dream. I seen him. And that's when his nightmares began. And a couple months later, I was at some friend's house, and they were telling me about they'd seen this guy. And he told them about the dream he had. Well, about a month later after that, I get to see him. And he's telling me. And he says, dude, I seen you in my dream. You were telling me I can't beat it. And he said, that's when they really got bad. You know, so, yeah, he was see, I don't need to be out there fighting anybody. I got heart conditions. And I think they did that to him over that. And actually, I kind of like that. I need all the help I can get.
Right. I think we all do. I mean, having our own little alien team at our disposal to help through life, I can agree with that. Totally. I myself, Derrell, have never experienced things like you right now. I mean, I've been I've got my own little story about. I mean, me and Melissa, throughout our marriage, we've seen things even together, but I have never seen what I'm showing these people right now. They're just clear as day, unidentified aerial phenomena. Let's just use the term correctly. Political correctness is key, right? But these are UFOs right here, man. Clear evidence. I myself have never had the opportunity to see things like this. I have seen orbs. I've had the opportunity to see blue orbs. The entire audience, the listening audience, knows my story about being chased by a blue orb. Okay, I was chased down, traveled beside, and then outran by it. right? And it shot up in the air and vanished. But nevertheless, I've never seen something like I'm showing anybody. And to have these guys in your back pocket at your disposal, dude, that's crazy. But I mean, you know what I'm saying? That's crazy, but not crazy. That's awesome.
I remember when I was at the place where I was with my friend with that high voltage thing happened in the room. When I first meet him, I meet him at this church thing, and I'm showing these photos to him, which he's got way more experience in this stuff than I do. But anyway, he says, "Come over some weekend and hang out with me, and I'll show you some things that blow your mind."
Right.
I said, all right. Well, he had this guy that was living on his property behind his house in the woods, and I'm, when you're a new guy to a group, people don't trust you, and they think I'm a cop or I've been in trouble, I'll snitch. They got something to hide. Well, this one guy, he was really a hateful smartass to me. Kept asking me about the local police in this area, which I knew the names, but I don't even know what these men look like. And I spent the night with her, and about 3 o'clock in the morning, I told him I had to lay down in my truck. And I don't think these guys been asleep all night long. And they wake me up about 6:30 or 7. Says, "Derrell, get up. There's a hoot owl outside your window." And I finally wake up, and take me a little bit to pull my head out of my ass. And I started looking for this owl up in that tree, and there he was, man, a little one. He was like he was looking at me, made eye contact with him. I took some pictures of him. Then I went over there to another area, and I took some more photos of over the forest. Well, later on that day, we had to go down there and clean up the mess where this guy was living, staying down there in the woods. And I'm working with him, and I seen him fall down like 3 times. And I asked him, said, "Dude, you got a bullet chambered in your gun?" "Yeah." "And you got a safety off?" "Yeah." Well, I said, I done seen you fall down 3 times. You done swept your barrel of your gun sweep in my direction when you fall down. Oh, he really got pissed off about that. Like I'm trying to tell him what to do.
Well,
I don't think the man liked me.
That's a dumb firearm carrier, to be honest with you. Okay.
Yeah, well.
Okay, keep going. Sorry.
But when we get on down in the woods, and we was up on the tank dam, he said he shot at a rabbit, and he couldn't find it. Well, the next thing I know, my other friend comes up. He has a box turtle in each hand. And I thought that was cool. He put him down. Well, this other guy comes over there, picks him up, puts him in his duffel bag. My friend told him, "No, you put them turtles back on the ground. You ain't going to do what you think you're going to do with them." Well, when he put his gun down to put these turtles in his bag, next thing you know, he can't find his gun. Then he started accusing me and my friend of hiding it. And, well, we didn't even know where the damn thing was at. So we spent about an hour looking for it. We'll go back home and come back down there and look about another 3 hours. Next weekend, we looked all for that gun. And that third weekend, we went down there and looked for it. He finally just gave up on it. And I had this one picture that I had today when I took the photo of that owl. There was something in this picture above the forest. And I had the idea, well, I'll go stand in the same exact spot that I was standing when I took this picture. And I got my compass out, and it was 32 degrees. And I said, okay, I'm going to walk a straight line. I walked right straight to that gun. And it was underneath that thing. And matter of fact, that gun wasn't there those times that we were down there earlier. We would have tripped on it. It was in the middle of the road. And they took the gun from him, and they brought it back, is what I'm saying. They disarmed his stupid ass, and they brought the gun back, and I found it. And, which he done moved on. And I looked at that gun and said, "This is mine now." He left it. Then before I got out of the woods, I thought, no, I wouldn't like having this thing by the way I got it. So I called him up and told him I found this gun. And I gave it back to him. But he seen that he misjudged me. I wouldn't like the rest of those thieves that he's used to being around. And I made a damn good friend out of him after that.
Excellent.
But yeah, they disarmed him.
Derrell, let me go through some questions here that's coming at you in the chat. Okay, or questions and or statements. This is from Miss Morgan Roundtree. She says it sounds to her like these entities are your spirit guides. Do you happen to know the names? And let me add to that, Derrell, has any of these guys presented their names to you?
No. And I've been wondering what her name is.
Yeah.
And I think the last episode I done with you, somebody was a channeler and told you that her name was Helena. Oh, Helena.
Helena.
But I do know that she has an animal.
Do you believe?
It could be Ishtar, Isis,
Right.
any of them female guys who has an animal. Because that one photo, it's going to be hard to outdo that photo with that animal in it. And a lot of people say, well, it looks blurry. Well, you know, this is not Hollywood. This is real woods. These are interdimensional. And when they show up, it affects the entire area all the way around. And so,
see, Tammy,
I don't know what she...
In the chat here, Tammy Bonham kind of like spun off on Morgan's question statement. Again, this is coming out when Tammy's coming out saying, do you ever get the feeling that these entities are possibly a spirit guide, possibly guardian angels, or an entity that's trying to maybe guide you down a certain path?
I think it's to guide me down a certain path. And to give God glory for this amazing story. This is about God. It really opened up and started happening to me when I gave God a chance again and started getting into going to the church thing. And yeah. And when that time I was going to this church thing, it was like 7 of us, 2 preachers, and we show up on a Thursday night around about 7 o'clock. Well, about 3 weeks into this is before the alien thing happened, this preacher says, Derrell, I got a message to tell you. And he had a book about prophets. And it's probably about like an 8-inch wide, about 12-inch tall, probably about 3/4-inch book, just black. And there's 10 verses in there. He said he wanted to read them to me. And he read every one to me, and he nailed me. He'd read it, looked me straight in the eye, and said, this is you. And I looked at him and said, yeah. you got that. Yeah, and I ain't never forgot that. 2 weeks later, it started. I got the photos at the Indian battleground, and I started waking up. And I'm hoping, it is about God.
Got another question for you, Derrell. And again, this comes from Miss Tammy Bonham. She asks, Derrell, do you ever do any grounding or any type of meditation? Thank you for the question, Tammy.
Well, I guess the closest I can get to that is when I get on my knees and talk to God.
Yes, that's a meditation. That definitely would be a meditation, right? Ground.
I tell you, I'm scared to do it again. I'm getting results that, doggone, this is getting spooky now. I ain't ashamed to admit that this is spooky. And maybe I need to do more of that. But I kind of like figure, I'm going to go down this path, and wherever it leads me to, I'll do my best at it to help people, to let them know that there is something really going on out there, that all this is connected to the secret program, space program. It's also been connected to the governments. They're all involved in that. I've seen 3 world presidents with her, and I know those wasn't dreams.
No.
And yeah, I'm still learning.
Let me show. Before I run out of time, we are already at 2 hours. Okay, I'm gonna go over here in time because I want to share with everybody right real quick. Now, these guys had you build a telescope. You were looking at the moon. You wanted to get closer. So these guys tell the little story right real quick because I'm gonna pop up a story. I'm gonna pop up an image of a crater, Okay.
Now, a friend of mine was at a garage sale and he sees this old telescope. I think he gave $5 for it. And he brings it, gives it to me. Says, it ain't the best in the world, but see what you can do with it. Well, that night I had it out there and I'm trying. The legs were really wobbly on this thing. So you had to push it plumb past the moon before it would come back on and sit still. Then I'm trying to take my cell phone camera and put the camera eye behind the lens of the telescope. And by the time I got all that done, hell, the moon done moved out of the way. And I messed with this out there about 2 hours. My neck and back was getting sore. So I decided I'm just going to give up and go to bed. Well, I put it in the living room. And I have these dreams about this damn telescope, how to fix it. And I wake up the next morning. I'm thinking about the parts that I need to do this with. And I started looking for them, and I found it. And it took me 2 days to do this. And when I did it, it was either that night or the next night. I set my cell phone on voice activate. So when I say shoot, it will take a picture. That way I don't have to touch the button and make it shake. And shot about 300 photos. And I got that thing that looked like, I'm going to call it a flying saucer hovering above a crater. And you can see the shadow underneath it. They showed me in a dream how to do that. Or, yeah, it'd be worth my time to do that.
I'm showing everybody right now, Derrell.
And
the little Tasco or whatever this little telescope is. You show everybody that this is just a normal, everyday, I can see that it's got a Barlow lens, it's got a fractal lens part to it. But you've modified this. I'm going to go through some pictures here where you, through this photograph, through this little, $20 telescope, you've got an image here in a crater of the moon that is very obvious something. Very obvious something. What do you think this is, or what was presented to you when questioning this?
I think it's a flying saucer hovering above the crater, and you can see the shadow underneath it. It looks like the yin-yang emblem in a way. And that might have been where the yin-yang emblem come from, because it really looks similar to that.
Right.
But I pay attention to all my dreams now. I had some last night, ain't happened yet, but I slept the last 3 nights outside, and I hadn't even checked my trail cameras. I may have something on one of them because of what happened last night. But I do need better equipment. I wish I had a thermal with video capability or photo taking capability.
Mm-hmm.
Because these things, I know these things get hot and they make a heat because I can smell the heat. I seen the darn thing fly over on fire one night, so they get hot.
Right.
I could use night vision. I could use, if MUFON was to send a star team out here, set up out here with the cameras, you give them about 3 months, they're going to start seeing stuff. Yeah, things are happening.
Yeah, Derrell, I think you're a little bit above MUFON, or the ones I know anyway. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't even think they would touch your story.
I think I'm too real for them. I'm totally out of their control.
Amen. That means what he just said. Well, you guys already know. Let's clarify this. That just means that he will not be bought out, nor will he sell out. He's the real deal. That's pretty much what he just said. Yeah. Money ain't gonna shut me up. Right.
This is. I was born to do this, dude. I just know I was chosen to do it, and I've been groomed. My girlfriend told me, Derrell, they've been grooming you for this all your life. Now it's time for you to shine.
Well, let's do our damn job. Let me try to do my damn job, man. I'm trying. I really am. I'm trying. I mean, I've got images. I've got images out the rear end to show everybody, to present to everybody. Again, I'll even take these pictures to the conference with me. I'll share them with some people. I got a real good colleague in what we do here. His name is Brad Olson. Brad, I'll share them with Brad. Brad's going to be with us tomorrow night. He has been boots on the ground in Antarctica, as well as he talks to. He has talked to Jimmy Church, Fade to Black. He has been on Coast to Coast AM. He has been on. In fact, he's got his own little thing with Billy Carson. So him and Billy are working together, bro. I will do what I can do to get your real deal out there. I know you know that.
Thank you. And I want to say thank you to Mr. Bradley Powers. He was the first one who gave me a chance, and it's through him I met you. And
yeah,
he's been a good buddy. He's I got a lot of respect for him, and this wouldn't be happening with me and you without him. He helped it to happen. I thank that man a lot, and what he has to say means a lot to me. And his enemies are my enemies. Yeah, I'll watch out for him, and you too.
Excellent. I got. Let's see. One more photo to share with everybody before we go, and this one's gonna be this will probably be the one right here. We'll close out on. And let me scroll. I'm scrolling. Let me find it. There we go. Alrighty then. It's right here. Alright, so this next photo I'm gonna go to is indeed an amazing little photo. Let's go over here. Blah, bloom, blada, bling. This, my friends, is a Black Hawk helicopter.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Derrell gets followed by Black Hawk helicopters following these anomalies. So it's just not. You can 2 + 2 is 4 and 4 + 4 is 8 from where we come from. But nevertheless, I wanted to share that image right there. That indeed Derrell is being watched, as well as the entities and the things that Derrell is talking about was talking about throughout the entire night. He too, he can tell you, they watch. The military is very, very, very aware of what we're sharing tonight. Mr. Derrell, look, bro, I'm gonna jump off here with you again. Thank you for spending the 2 hours with me, as well as everybody else.
Thanks, guys, for putting up with me. And yeah, I do crazy things, but I mean well. Yeah. And so I'll do my best not to give up. And I'm making progress, so I'm happy about this. And I've been struggling for a long time to get noticed or be seen, and gotten mighty frustrated that all these big UFO hunting people can't even get their attention. And I just think they just wannabes. But I'm learning more.
Your head's not big
Whatever
enough.
this is,
I don't think your head's big enough. I really don't. I don't think you've got a big enough ego. That's what it is. You just continue to be you, Derrell. Be you. That's all I ask you to do. Be you.
Just to be humble and respectful, and any opportunity that I can be a hero, do it.
Right
just
on.
opening the door for someone, hand them a little change at the store, or tell someone they're beautiful. Try to keep it positive. And when I do that things for people like that, they come back around on my bad days and make me feel better. Help each other out.
It's the way it should be, bro. It's the way it should be.
But
right.
there's something coming. There's a big change fixing to happen. That last dream I had out there, with that beam coming down, hitting me in the head, there's something coming. I have a feeling it's probably gonna maybe be at the end of this year.
Who knows? Who knows? Mr. UFO Whisperer, the UFO Whisperer, Mr. Derrell Milbauer. Again, bro, I will do what Miss Tina Danley said something about. Well, what conference are you talking about? I'm talking about the conference that I will really, 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 really dive into on Monday. But I'm going to take Derrell's story, Derrell's stuff, and present it to as many people as I possibly can. In fact, I've got a great lady in the chat. Her husband and her are absolutely beautiful souls. Derrell, I want to introduce you to Miss Kristen Harding, who puts on coffee time here on the broadcast. Okay, so I'm gonna link you.
I know her.
Okay, you friend her. Let's again, Kirsten. Let's do see what we can do with Mr. Derrell Milbauer.
Yeah, I will quit giving up.
Don't give up. Don't even give up. There is no giving up. Don't give up.
I get mad frustrated.
It's all right. It'll be all right. All right, bro. We're out of here. Enjoy your the rest of your night, buddy. And in fact, we'll talk to you.
Thank you.
Hopefully you're gonna pay attention tomorrow night with Mr. Brad Olson. And again, I will introduce you to Brad and Brad to you. I promise you. I will try like hell to put you on the right track.
Thank you, sir.
All right, bud. I'll holler at you. All right. Good night.
Good night, folks. I love y'all.
Good night, Derrell.
Good night, sir.
Okie dokie, ladies and gentlemen, gals and goons, all over this great planet we call Dirt. I hope you guys had fun tonight. I truly do. Tomorrow's night's going to be just as fun and just as interesting, no doubt. We're going to be with Mr. Brad Olson. He can be found on Gaia. He can be found on Forbidden Knowledge TV with Mr. Billy Carson. I think it's 4BK, 4bknowledge.com. I don't know. I have no idea. We'll talk about all this shit tomorrow. Nevertheless, Brainiacs, you guys, again, thank you for being with me. And tomorrow night is going to be just as awesome. We're going to talk about anything and everything from the Antarctical article. That's it. Antarctical disclosure, ufology, okay, extraterrestrials, giants. There's not much that Brad and me ain't going to get into tomorrow night. We're going to get into pretty much everything to wrap up the Contact in August with Mr. Derrell Milbauer and Rachel Robinson and our contacts here. Again, they're not crazy. Just because they see these things doesn't make them crazy. It makes them unique. That's the way I see it. It makes them unique. It makes them, to me, most amazing people. So with that being said, you guys, I hope you can join us tomorrow night. Indeed. And on top of that, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to rock your guys' ass out of here. Again, if you can help us support this broadcast, we are 100% listener funded. Smash the subscription button at the top of the page. And indeed, that will get you exclusively into I can say a cluster storm. You will be added to the Brainiac chat, the Matrix Minds 2 chat, which is behind the scenes. I drop a ton of stuff in there. The guys, the girls in that broadcast chat, they also share a number of different things. We have off air. We do our own little conferences usually after the broadcast here. It's just fun. That's it. Just fun. When the fun ends, I want the hell off the bus. That's it. Just like a band. When the fun ends, I got to go. Any musician will tell you that, no doubt. All right, brains, you guys take care of yourselves. Take care of one another. I will catch you guys here again tomorrow night, 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 9 o'clock Central. And, of course, that's 7 o'clock West Coast time. I'm going to rock you guys out of here with a song I wrote by the name of There's a Light at the End. Good night, everybody.
Fought the dark days, hidden the shadows.
Once again, everybody, appreciate you for being you. Thanks, guys.
Now I know, battled the demons, thought I was through, but there's a new dawn, hope anew. Light at the end, life's worth living. Hold on, my friend, keep on giving. Feels like a circle, round and round. But trust in the morning, new strength is found. yes I can.